Well, Miles. Should we introduce our newest exhibit to his new family?
Yeah, new family.
I'm sure they'd love to have a snack for dinner.
Yeah, dinner.
Please, I don't want to be a crock snack.
Yeah, crock snack.
Now don't you go repeating him.
Sorry, I won't repeat him.
Can't you just let me go?
Let you go?
Miles,
Sorry.
we can't let you go. You'll let that Grayson guy back here with our authorities back to our zoo. And then we'd have to close our family business.
Yeah. Blackburger zoos are illegal and the police would shut us down.
Miles,
Sorry.
some people just don't appreciate the service we provide to some of the wealthiest people around. They want their exotic pets, so we find them animals and we put them in loving, caring homes.
I don't think people who buy animals illegally would be very kind to them.
That's none of my business what they do with them.
You're mean.
You're mean. But you know what? The money sure is nice. So I think it balances out. Right, Miles?
Yeah, Dad. Balances out.
Besides, what they do with them is their business.
I sure hope the guys find me soon. I don't want to be crocodile food.
Don't worry about what he said, kid. He said he'll turn our shark fin a few years ago. Faith is just too much of a coward to do that.
Who said that?
Sorry, maybe I should properly introduce myself. My name is Jim Ferguson. I got lost and captured a few years ago by Cage himself. And now this has been my new home for a few years.
Are you, by any chance, the same Jim Ferguson who got lost with Charlie Flynn?
Yes, the very same.
You don't look anything like Mr. Fluffers.
Mr. Who?
Never mind.
So, how do you know about this Charlie guy?
My group found him while we were taking a tour of the Outback. I wish we never left Ohio.
Well, I've never been to Ohio, but I do know quite a bit about the Outback. It's one of my favorite parts about God's beautiful creation.
You believe God created everything too? Just like my teacher, Mrs. Johnson?
I sure do. It's obvious from nature and observational science that the world we live in requires our creator.
If God really did exist, wouldn't he have protected you from being captured by Cage?
Well, I don't pretend to know why God does everything he does, but I do trust that he knows for what is best.
What do you mean?
I know that I can trust God because he first proved Jesus to die on the cross for my sins. I asked him to forgive me, and he did. I may not know why he allowed me to be kidnapped, but I trust that he knows for what is best. Remember this, okay? God has a reason for it.
What do you think that reason is?
Probably so that I can meet you.
Why? Really? Why would God want you to meet me?
Probably so that I can share the gospel with you. Ollie, do you know if Cage really did decide to feed you to the crocs, you would have to stand and account for all the sins that you have ever done before God, all the times that you've complained, cheated on a test, stolen something, or just sinned in general. God would have to judge you for it all.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
Exactly. The Bible tells us that we all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. It also tells us that the penalty for those sins is eternal death, which is in hell.
That really doesn't sound good.
It's not, but there's good news. The Bible tells us that God sent Jesus to die on earth for our sins. It also tells us that Jesus rose again from the third day, just to prove that he has powers over death and sin itself.
Yeah, remember this is my teacher, Mrs. Johnson, telling us about that story. But I thought it was just an old story.
Indeed, it is an old story, but in fact, it's a very true story. The Bible tells us that if we believe in the story of Jesus to be true and ask him to forgive us, he will. It's as easy as that. God has done all the work, and all we do is just have to trust him.
Hey, what's with all the talking out here?
Yeah, what's with the talking?
Miles, I'll handle this.
Yeah, you handle this.
Are you enjoying your stay here, crackbait?
If this were an Airbnb, I would give it 0 stars.
Yeah, that is true. The accommodations here aren't that great, but the food is delicious. If you're a crock, that is.
Hey, Cage, let this kid go. He has done nothing to you.
I can't let him go. He will let the authorities back to our little zoo.
This isn't a business. You steal animals and sell them to criminals.
Criminals? You know, I'm just thinking that our friend here isn't really appreciating all the services we offer. I'll let you think about it for a little while, and then maybe you'll be a little bit more appreciative when you're not in the croc's belly, that is.
Yeah, Croc's belly.
Quiet, Miles. Molly and Ollie, the both of y'all, feed them both to the crocodile.
Mr. Ferguson,
Yes, Ollie?
I don't think I'm ready to die. I don't think God would let me into heaven.
Well, do you believe in Jesus? Do you believe in his death and resurrection?
I do. I do believe Jesus is real.
Do you believe that he will forgive you if you just only ask him to?
Yes, I believe he will.
Then all you have to do is ask him and he will.
I think I'd like to do that. Will you pray with me?
Of course I will, Ollie. Come on, let's pray.